I saw it coming because it's nothing new. It's not a phenomenon that's new. It always comes as an afterclap when you have a huge migrational movement. It happened in '99, in the '90s. It happened early, like 2010 around. We had that in 2014, and of course now. Like every time when you have wars or a huge immigration pull factor, it comes with that. We pull people, and at first we're going to be like, we're going to save you. And the moment when they get in, we already knew that, wait, give them 1 or 2 years and they're going to hate on them. Because, of course, the moment when you have new people there and they are going to receive certain privileges that others won't get, it's going to create, frustration. And nowadays, the people that we pull or that get pulled do not look like them. They fear of their existence. The mixing of those people are going to create new folks. It's gonna take away their origin, and they fear that. That's number one. And then you have inflation, you have factors. Once you feel that you don't have enough money in your pocket, that's when you're.
It's always that, isn't it? It's always when people don't feel like they don't have enough money in their pocket. That's when they kind of direct their anger towards the people who are easiest to beat on.
Yeah. So I saw it coming. What I actually really don't understand is, I mean, if I see it, I would assume that all of those politicians who've been in that system see it as well. And I believe they do. Looking more and more into that field of discrimination, agreements, laws, I feel like that the system is made to also have discrimination and racism because other people profit from it. So I feel that the system is also profiting on that construct of racism and discrimination, because I do not understand that up till now we do not have laws that are definitely fighting against it. We do have European, they would say regulations, but regulations they don't oblige the country states to do that. They just give recommendations, right? So the UN had one of those, how do you call it, votes, if they should have a global strategic or a strategy against racism on global base, and they voted on it, and it got voted in. But if you see the Western country, how they voted, then you see how come. So why are you now crying about right wings and these kind of things? You all voted against a strategy. And you cannot tell me that basically you're surprised about what is happening, because everyone knew. And you clearly see that the Western countries said no, and everyone else said yes. So I believe that it's all part of a plan that we don't really seem to see, because we're so much in the fight of against discrimination that we don't see. Actually, we're distracted.
There's a young lady in the UK who wrote a book entitled "Why I Am Not Speaking to White People About Race."
Yeah, we have something else different, similar here.
Yeah, and the idea of it, which I agree with 100%, is it's come to the point, especially after the George Floyd thing, it came to the point in the UK where we realized that racism as a problem is not Black people's issue to fix. We cannot fix it. The only people who can fix racism is white people.
Because it's there.
It's their problem. And what I find about Germany, and I might be wrong because I'm basing this off the internet, conversations I've had with people on the internet and comments and stuff like that. And we both know the internet can be a bit biased. But I find that there's a lot of people who think the idea that I don't see color, we are all one, and I don't see color, they think that's a good idea and is a good thing to say.
I think it's just a wrong way of expressing what they're trying to say. Of course, you see the color, and we want to be seen in that color because we're diverse. And it's not like that we don't want to be seen Black or Russian or whatever you are. I think what they're actually trying to say in a wrong way, because we just had this clash somewhere else in another space, and it was used, that term was used again. It's just your background shouldn't define your personality. Yeah. And that's basically what the person is trying to say. But of course you are seeing it, because the whole concept of you being raised in an environment that already sorts people out, you wouldn't know that you're already
conditioned.
So conditioned and socialized in that direction. You just feel like when you say or do certain things, especially Germans, because they have a whole different reception on that terminology, racism. They usually, combine that with their history of against Jewish people, not understanding where the whole context really comes from. So it's a debate that is going to last another 50 years because people are now just getting to, starting to comprehend that, yeah, there is racism and it doesn't make you a racist per se, but there are mechanisms that exclude people and it is meant to do so. So we're going to have that debate. It's going to continue because some people still feel like that racism is just an ideology. So once we know it's an ideology, then it's not existing anymore. No, it has rooted down into so many systems, structures, that you can't just, erase the word and say, okay, now we don't have racism anymore.
They always say it's a US and a UK thing.
It's a US
and UK? US and UK
No,
thing.
It's not. And they know already, of course. No, it's not. I mean, Germany also has their history. And why would you just say it's a US and because they are Black people?
I think because the US especially gets this media coverage all the time when something goes wrong. Some people in Germany I've heard say racism in the way it's discussed or in the way we discuss it is a US thing, but we don't have that problem in Germany. And I say to them, racism is not the policeman just shooting the Black guy or calling someone the N-word. It's a system.
It's a system. And that's exactly. Because a lot of people just, if they're talking about racism, then they're talking about police violence. But that's not all, that's the obvious thing because it's power and law enforcement. But if we are talking about racism, we are not only talking of these as aspects. We're talking about daily aspects, how to get a housing, how to, your kids go to school, how to get the grades and the deserved diploma, how it's going to go from there into university, how to get that job, or are you going to get that job? Are you qualified? Because people see you in a different way because in their mindset, they feel that Black people don't have the skills to do so. These are the things that are affecting us more than police shooting.